Tennessee Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn is the House Deputy Whip and a Republican on the House Energy and Commerce Committee. She joins us live. Good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
I know you're against increasing taxes, but what about increasing revenue by eliminating certain deductions and closing some tax loopholes?
Greg, I think what we've put the focus on is cutting what the federal government spends, then capping what it can spend, and forcing the issue on a balanced budget. That is what the American people want to see. It does, you have to reduce what the federal government spends. You have to reduce the size of government in order to be able to get your hands around this problem. And repeatedly, that is what we're hearing. Cut the spending first.
I know, but compromises have to be made in a situation like this invariably, probably on both sides. What about something like eliminating oil and gas subsidies for companies that make more than $1 billion in profits annually? Would you vote in favor of that to do a deal?
Greg, it doesn't matter if you're eliminating subsidies or you're raising taxes. The point is this: if you put more revenue out there, this government is going to spend it. The Obama administration basically is too expensive to afford. And what we have seen is they want an unencumbered raise in the debt limit. The American people are not willing to do that. House and Senate Republicans are not willing to do that.
They're talking about $3 in spending cuts for every $1 in additional revenue. Now, if you can do that without increasing taxes, what's wrong with that, Congresswoman?
Well, what you need to do is to make those cuts, and make those cuts first. They need to be solid. They need to be substantial. Then you need to say, okay, we're going to cap this as a percentage of GDP. You have the Corker proposal, which is 20%, Hatch-Leaf, which is 18% of a cap of GDP, and make certain that it would require a supermajority to ever go in and raise that cap. And then, of course, the balanced budget amendment, which many of us have said. You're not going to be able to tax your way out of this. You cannot tax your way to prosperity. You have to get the size of government down, and that's the focus of the Republicans in Washington right now.
But a 3-for-1 deal that I just mentioned, you would not vote in favor of? Yes or no?
3-for-1 in tax reductions, in spending cuts, yes, that is something that is workable and would deserve being looked at and would deserve serious discussion.
For every $3 of cuts,
that's what
$1 of increased revenue, you'd vote in favor of that?
Oh, no. $3 of reductions for
every $1 in increased revenue without raising taxes.
No.
Right. I want to put up on the screen.
You cannot raise taxes in this economy.
Your op-ed.
That is something that you need to see.
Here's your op-ed that I read in the Tennessean, just came out. And you've mentioned all three of these: cutting spending, capping spending not to exceed a certain percentage of GDP, even though you don't say what percentage that would be, and then adopt a balanced budget amendment. But look, an amendment requires 67 votes in the U.S. Senate, approval by 2/3 of the states. That's not likely. So aren't you really diluting this with unrealistic goals?
I don't think they're unrealistic at all. When you are across the country and talking with individuals, this is what they want to see.
A balanced budget amendment would take
reductions.
Years, probably, to pass 2/3 of the states. So we need action
Let's
before
put it on
August
the board.
2nd, don't we?
Well, we do need some action, but Greg, the deal is this. Let's put it on the board and let's see what's going to happen with it. I think the American people have said, we're done with this. They do not want to see tax increases. What they want to see is a prescription for growth. And they know that the overreach, the invasive nature of the bureaucracies on business, whether it's Main Street, small businesses, or larger businesses, the overreach of the EPA on our small business manufacturing. Greg, the uncertainty is killing the growth of jobs in this country. And what we are hearing repeatedly from people is, look, you've got to reduce what the federal government spends. We can't afford this. You have to cap spending as a percentage of GDP. As I said, you've got the two proposals that are out there. And let's use this as an opportunity.
As this moves forward, Representative Marsha Blackburn, thank you very much for being with us.
Sure.